Mourinho has played his first match for Real Madrid in Spain, and they won by 2-1. The trident in the midfield were not doing their job because I thought that Kylian Mbappé is denied of service, that he is forced to drop deep. And also on the day, Vinícius Jr did not have a good day, because at the end of the day, the moment Vinícius Jr doesn't have a good day, it invariably affects the totality of the play, because most of the channels are run through Vinícius Jr. Fantastic display from Dioe. That is one of the qualities for which he was brought into the Madrid setup. You understand? Because his pace, his attacking ability, his dribbling ability, his ability to take the ball and then find spaces. So, and on the day he did exactly that. I thought that playing his first official match for Madrid, the occasion would have been a bit bigger or would have been overwhelming for him, but he has just indicated that at just 21 years old, he's got the courage, he's got the charisma, he's got what it takes to to be successful for this Real Madrid team. But also, I would say, after 13 years of having sojourned for Real Madrid, after 13 years of having led Manchester United, Chelsea, Tottenham, AS Roma, Benfica, and Fenerbahce, Mourinho has played his first match for Real Madrid in Spain, and they won by 2-1. Even though it was a tepid affair, even though it wasn't a pleasant affair, even though it wasn't what a lot of people would have expected from a Mourinho-led team, with big gun players like Jude Bellingham, Kylian Mbappé, and all the big boys out there. Because if you see the team that Mourinho had built this time, it is a stark difference from what we saw last season. And don't forget that Mourinho has been brought in to do one single job, to win trophies, because Mourinho has gone, Real Madrid has gone trophyless for 2 straight seasons, something that we don't normally see in the history of Madrid. You can't go two trophyless seasons at Madrid and be happy or be comfortable with it. It is the same reason for which Mourinho has been brought back to break that curse, to break that trophyless seasons that they had experienced. And on the day, even though it wasn't something pleasant, the most important thing is the fact that he got his first win in an official match against Espanyol on the opening day of the Spanish La Liga. And to me, I think that tactically they were disciplined, defensively they were solid. It is not news, because every single team that Mourinho has handled, they have been tactically astute, they've been outstanding tactically, and especially in their defensive unit and their defensive setup, they have always been solid, you understand? But today, I think that they were fantastic, even though when they went a goal up, they were a bit relaxed to the extent that Espanyol did get the equalizer. And to be sincere with you, the heartbeat of the Madridistas was high, you understand? Because if you look at where they got the winning goal in the 92nd minute, when the changes were rugged in. But another mistake that I think that Mourinho did make in the game was keeping Trent Alexander-Arnold on the bench for too long, because when Espanyol became defensive, I thought that he could have taken Dumfries out, because Dumfries doesn't have the attacking qualities to break down a defensively solid team. So I thought that he could have taken him off and then brought on Alexander-Arnold, because he's got a quality, he's got a skill set, he's got a repertoire, to split open defenses. But he brought him on late. And also, if you realize, when he came on, the balls were now being floated to Kylian Mbappé and Carlos Ispi, because when Carlos Ispi also came on, the balls were now moving, you understand? But hitherto Kylian Mbappé would have to drop deep, and then come for the ball, because the trident in the midfield were not doing their job, because I thought that Kylian Mbappé is denied of service, that he is forced to drop deep. And also on the day, Vinícius Jr did not have a good day, because at the end of the day, the moment Vinícius Jr doesn't have a good day, it invariably affects the totality of the play, because most of the channels are run through Vinícius Jr. So if he doesn't have a good day, it affects the attacking play of the team. And today, defensively they were solid. Their midfield was a bit compact, but they were not able to find the attackers. And then, fantastic display from Dioe. That is one of the qualities for which he was brought into the Madrid setup. You understand? Because his pace, his attacking ability, his dribbling ability, his ability to take the ball and then find spaces. So, and on the day he did exactly that. I thought that playing his first official match for Real Madrid, the occasion would have been a bit bigger or would have been overwhelming for him. But he has just indicated that at just 21 years old, he's got the courage, he's got the charisma, he's got what it takes to to be successful for this Real Madrid team. But also, I would say, I mean, kudos to Carlos Ispi, because the reason for which he was brought in is for moments like this when the arrow man Kylian Mbappé is not having a good day, when Vinícius Jr is not having a good day, then he will come in as a backup, and it's the exact same thing he came to do. You understand? I mean, be at the right spot at the right time. That is one of the biggest qualities that a centre forward should have. Read the game. Where is the ball? Where are your off takers? Where are your passes? Understand the movement and be at the right space at the right time. And that's exactly what he did. And the kind of composure that he had for him to have been able to, slot the ball at the back of the net, to me, was a yeoman's job. And, it takes patience, it takes temerity, it takes consistency, it takes consistent probing for a team like Madrid to have gotten the goal in the dying embers of the game. Because when Espanyol did get their equalizer, they realized that no, they don't have to attack again. So in their 5-3-2 system, they were very, very solid defensively. And Madrid did struggle because from the 45th minute, they did not really create anything meaningful because of the solidity in the defensive unit of the Espanyol team. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is that you need to find your time, you need to find your spot to get that winning goal, and that's exactly what Madrid has done. And it is this mentality that was missing from last season and last 2 seasons. Because I can tell you for the fact that if this team were being led by Xabi Alonso, if this team were being led by Abelua, there's absolutely no way that they would have gotten the winning goal in the dying embers of the game. So it is all about the gaffer on the bench and the mentality that he has traded off to the players, and what he has made them understand that this is Madrid. You would have to play until the referee finishes the game. And it is this same mentality that has won him trophies every single place that he has been. So on the day, I would say that even though he hadn't been a great display, the most important thing is that they got 3 points after a scuffle for their necks.